continue with the story. Oh, chapter 5. Legend. Looks like we might be reaching the end of this game.
Halt! Who goes? Oh, it's you. Apologies, Miss Rarin. Please, enter.
Thank you. Oh, I have a contingent.
We welcome your presence, En Mithrarin. Preparations for war are nearly complete.
Does General Gaius know of this place?
I fear he does now.
What? How?
One of our own has been keeping an eye on you since your travels began. A merchant, Sereth.
Aha! I knew that creepy merchant was one of you guys.
How did a Moonblood operate so freely in the wildlands?
He is a smart businessman. Deals in all the right places. Gaius's soldiers turn their gaze from him in exchange for free goods. However, no amount of bribery could cover up that Sereth was helping you to find us.
And that's how Gaius found out. How much time do you think we have to prepare?
Not long, I'm afraid. The whole purpose of Gaius's campaign is to wipe us from the face of this world. Once he knows of our final stronghold, he will send everything he has and destroy us.
I see all sorts of lamps here, but no fire. Is this the way of the flameless light?
It is, yes. In ancient times, the Moonbloods went by another name. We lived in a great society called the Sintuck, and we wielded the knowledge to follow the way of the flameless light.
Settle in, Dust. This could take a while.
We Sintuck harnessed a power unlike any this world had ever seen. We built elaborate contraptions like these lamps, capable of piercing the darkness without so much as a spark.
Well, obviously something went wrong because we still have to build a fire every time Dust pulls out his map.
Unfortunately, the ancient tomes do not say how the Sintuck fell, and that knowledge has been lost. Perhaps intentionally. All we know is that our kind were made as outcasts, and that has remained true for countless generations. For the longest time, we believed the Moonbloods were the only ones left who know of the way of the flameless light. But we were wrong. When General Gaius began his purge, there were stories of their weapons, stories of elaborate contraptions that seemed to defy the natural world. Weapons that sound identical to those of the Sintuck in the most ancient of tales.
What kinds of weapons are we talking about?
Arrows made of light. Machines that take to the sky like birds.
And we're supposed to fight these things with your lamps.
I did not say it would be easy.
Nobody ever does.
I did once, remember?
Yeah, and you were wrong.
Surely you have more soldiers than this.
General Gaius is nothing if not thorough. His forces have exterminated most Moonbloods from this land. We are all that's left.
How do you expect to win with so few soldiers?
We cannot. That's why we created Sen Mithrarin. You, Dust, will turn the tide.
Well, no pressure or anything.
Yeah. Well, I'm here now. Is there anything I can do to help?
We are spread rather thin. Our chief engineer, Sonjin, is having trouble with our camp's support systems. Go and speak with him when you can, and I'm sure he will explain further. There is also the matter of our scout, Kier. He has not checked in for many hours, but with our battle preparations, we have not been able to mobilize a proper search party. His patrol takes him east of our camp if you aim to find him.
Ginger?
Jin? Oh, Dust. It's you.
Yeah, just me. Are you alright?
I'll be fine. Just a lot to think about.
Listen, about Jin.
Yes?
What was he like?
He was very kind. Almost to a fault, really.
I like him already.
Yes, he had that effect on people. I like to believe it's what made you do all those wonderful things for Aurora and Mudpot.
Aro was always testing me. Every time I made a choice, he would tell me if it was the right one. I was choosing whether to follow Jin or Cassius. I believe they were both trying to influence my actions.
And you listened to Jin.
Yeah, he's kinda hard to ignore.
He is, isn't he? Or at least he was.
No, Ginger, I think you were right the first time. I think Jin continues to live through my actions. He's guiding me, keeping me on the right path.
But what of your other half? Cassius murdered my family, Dust. He destroyed my village, killed my friends. How can you control such a terrible being?
I feel his presence every time I swing the blade of Ara. I believe the Elder was right. Without him, I'd have been cut down long ago. But Jin keeps him from taking control.
As long as Cassius lives within you, though, there's always that danger. You could always be pulled to a path of evil.
I won't lie. I felt him pulling me to take the quick and easy path, to leave the weak to fend for themselves, to show no mercy to those in my way.
Perhaps someday you can be rid of his foul presence.
Maybe. Someday. For now, I need him to defeat Gaius. There's no other way.
I know. Still, I'm glad we were able to talk, Dust.
Me too, Ginger. I'll be back before you know it.
Be careful.
Gotta admit, I'm a little surprised Dust isn't angsting about being created solely to fight for the Moonbloods. Anyway, Dust to Dust. Check in Kier at the edge of camp and assist Sanjin in restoring the Moonblood support systems. Aha. Level up.
Did you hear something?
Can't say I have. Hmm?
Oh no! Just look!
It's the missing sentry. What happened here?
Ah! Just look out!
Look out for what? No. How does he have an invisible soldier? the only resonance gem I don't have. The General's assassins are beginning their push into the camp. Report this news to the Elder. Once the support systems are back up, the war preparations will be complete. Kier's report. Dawn report. As always, little creatures are proving to be a continuous nuisance for us scouts. It would help if everything here wasn't perpetually on fire. I'm supposed to be on watch for warm-blood soldiers, but I haven't seen or heard a thing. I thought I heard voices coming from the east earlier, but I'm sure it was just my imagination.
Elder, I'm afraid I have bad news. We found Kier, but he was ambushed by Gaius' soldiers. He didn't stand a chance.
Then it has already begun. Dust, we are nearly out of time. Please, help Sonjin get our camp support systems working once again. Without them, we will stand little chance of mounting an effective defense.
I'm a bit worried about how properly prepared I'll be. Hamburger. Buffalo burger. Fell in there.
Well, this is the water pump. Huh, no wonder it stopped. These vines are growing all over it.
I don't want to risk damaging the pump trying to cut those vines. Maybe there's some way we can burn them off? All right, that seemed to fix it. Nice work, Fidget.
Aw, stop. You're making me blush.
Can't go that way. Come on. Oh, come on.
Well, there's the generator. Let's see if we can find a way to get it working again.
I sense no energy emanating from the device dust. Perhaps there is a way to return its spark? Well done, Fidget. The camp should now be receiving power.
Honestly, Fidget, where would I be without you?
Probably still be wandering around in the mountains outside Aurora.
Wait, what?
What I meant to say was, don't worry about it.
Okay, that's the generator and the water pump back online. Let's return to Sanjin.
There we go. Can I get a merchant around here?